Y'all Negroes want what? Reparations for slavery? For slavery. You want payment for a crime that was over, what, 150 years ago? Y'all ain't some old government issue, handout loving, think the world owe you something when it don't. Welfare queen, system pimping Negroes, I promise to God. You want a check for being black. Like, just keep it real, that's what it is. You want a check for being black? That's a sweet hustle. Let me know how that work out. And when you get it, what you gonna do with it? Huh? I'll tell you what's gonna happen. The hood get reparations, we making the Koreans rich buying a lifetime supply of acrylic nails and hair weave. Huh? Bloods and Crips gonna upgrade from drive-bys to drone bombers. You're gonna see a homie with a joystick like, what's up now, cuz? Boom! There go your reparations money. The hood ain't got the mindset necessary to maintain those kind of resources. And then you sit down and you ask yourself, well, where did all the money go? Like, just objectively, like out of curiosity, legitimate inquiry, like what happened to it, right? If it's been a century and a half and, you know, it's floating out there in the world somewhere, world economy's got it, it's probably all over in Asia right now, right? If we can't find the money, that's water on the bridge, all right? Get your life together and get your reparations together by getting a job and repairing your credit. But if that money can be found, if it is in somebody's hands, well, we got a problem. Because truth be told, I never picked no cotton. I'm born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. I'm technically a millennial. I ain't never picked no cotton. But you ain't pick it either. So why you got the money from it? Scenario, peep this, right? Let's say my grandfather robs and rapes your grandma. I mean, runs up in the house, right? Pistol whips her, opens up the safe, takes all the money out, kicks you and your family out. Your whole family just get put out on the street, right? All right? Y'all live in a Skid Row, my family live in Large, right? Now let's say this happened before we were born. 2 generations, I come to you, I found out about it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about what my grandpa did to you and yours, man. Like, I had no idea. Listen, I want to let bygones be bygones right now. Let's just be friends, because I really want to know you like that. And you say to me, man, thank you for at least acknowledging that something bad happened, okay? Because I'm out here on Skid Row committing crimes of poverty, trying to stay alive. Can we talk about getting my inheritance back, something that you and I both know was ill-gotten? And I look at you like, well, I mean, maybe, you know, I mean, come on, it was a long time ago. That's race relations in America right now. We are asked to be friends under the conditions of lopsided resources. That true, socially and politically things have changed, but when it comes down to it, this is a capitalist society, and we're starving, living in the shadow of the empire that our forefathers' sweat, blood, and tears helped to build. Neither one of us physically picked the cotton, but somebody's living large off the gains and the interest accrued. Hold on now. This is a big problem. This brother named Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote a great article in the Atlantic magazine. And what he said was that we have this concept in our heads that slavery was some kind of side hustle of America. There's something that we did over here, and that the main money we made was someplace else, maybe in manufacturing. That's bullshit. In fact, when it all got tallied up on the eve of the Civil War, 60% of America's exports were either cotton or cotton derivatives across the world. And the other 40%, a great deal of that, was stuff that slaves also grew, like tobacco and the sugar cane for the molasses. This was big business. People talk about slavery as if it was some like proclivity of some weird folks, not an industrial complex, all right? Think about this. So that's 1865. And then for another 100 years, you got Jim Crow. So the money was made, and now Jim Crow segregation locks that money in place. And it's not just about things just staying the way they were, as if they left us alone after 1865. Get the hell out my face. You know what happened. It wasn't just that white folks were mean to us and said bad words and then let us drink at the fountain, and maybe once or twice somebody got hung. It was a system of theft, a plundering, a kleptocracy, as Ta-Nehisi Coates calls it, where if you have any wealth and you are black, a white person can just take it up to and including your life. Let's say that you a shoemaker, right? You living out in the country, you a black man, you got a great shoe business going on. You competing financially with the other white guy who's doing shoe business, right? He can literally put on his Klan hood. Him and his homies roll up, string you up from a tree, and take the entire market share and what's ever in your safe. That's racism, and that's what really went on, okay? Think about this. The Pew Research Institute estimates that the average white family, I said average white family, that's when the trailer park trash and Mark Zuckerberg is all calculated together, have an accrued wealth of $141,000. That's just what they own. Black family, same company, said that it's 11K, and that's down from 19K after the financial crisis, right? That is a 13-to-1 disadvantage. Example, if you start a Monopoly game with just twice as much as your competitors, you're almost guaranteed to win. 5 times as much, don't even think about it. 13-to-1 disadvantage in a capitalist country means that sure, we can eat at the same lunch counter right now, but there is something that's terribly wrong, and the gap is getting bigger. Check this out. We found the money from slavery. Where did it go? Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, AIG, New York Life, Tiffany & Co., right? Norfolk Southern, Harvard, Yale, Rutgers, Columbia, Brown, Dartmouth. Y'all ain't giving brothers no scholarships or nothing, for real? That's fucked up. Because these same banking institutions are now funding gentrification, literally eradicating the rest of what's left of the black business and black communities. And everybody's just got their hands like, oh, well, you know, that's business. To hell with that. Because if this is financial warfare, the white community is armed 13 times better. And believe me, they didn't get that money yesterday. Check this out. We ain't even really addressed the major elephant in the room. And that's the prison industrial complex. Yeah, black bodies filling that up like crazy to the point where it is now like legal to trade stock from human beings forced into labor on Wall Street. That sounds a little familiar to me in all the wrong ways. And people will say, well, black folks are just in it because they commit more crimes. I mean, if you look at the murder rates, it's totally lopsided compared to the numbers in their population. Well, if you have 6 times the police force in black communities collecting data and feeding it to the Department of Justice and the FBI, it's definitely going to look like it's crazy, even though 52% of cop killers are white. And that's with 6 times the concentration of police in black communities. But that's a side note. We ain't gonna get in that today. Let's talk about criminality for a second. You talk about crime? I remember this year called 2008, where white boys doing corporate crime crashed the world economy. In fact, the Levy Economics Institute says that when it was all said and done, $29.6 trillion had to be paid in bailouts because of that little corporate crime spree. 29 trillion with a T. Compare that to the fact that since the LBJ's administration to right now, only 18 trillion has ever been paid out in welfare. You're talking about you're pimping the system, it's welfare. Oh my God, you're doing stuff to other people, you're getting all the money from other people's work. Shut your mouth. Look at the facts, all right? $19 trillion lost in home equity. You know how many black crackheads got to break into your house to lose $19 trillion in home equity across the entire country? That's the GDP for the entire nation. 8.8 million jobs lost. No amount of Bloods and Crips is doing that kind of damage. I promise you that. Think about this, yo. We ain't even talked about how much money America's willing to spend on war. See, people say, you're talking about reparations, well, where are you going to get the money from? Oh, yeah, you can get the money when you want to, huh? 1.7 trillion on Iraq, 172 billion on Vietnam. Had they given that to Dr. King when he asked for it, we'd still have a high profile in the world. Nobody would be looking at us like we crazy, bullies and whatnot, right? We ain't even talked about Afghanistan. And we also haven't talked about the pain and suffering damage that was caused to the black community because of this. At emancipation, nobody said, here, Negroes, therapists to help you reassess your mind after you've been chattel for the last 500 years. Nobody said that. No, you got a bunch of sick people trying to raise families with broken minds. And we did the best that we could, got plundered, and now you wonder why kids are talking about, what's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? Yeah, we off in the hood. What's cracking, cuz? Right? Destroyed minds. Culture is technology. That was removed from us. Because you want to talk about reparations? The Japanese got it. After their little internment camp episode here in America. You're talking about the Jews got it after the Holocaust. Huh? You pay war reparations all the time. Like European countries pay hella war reparations after World War II. But you can't find it for us? Well, that's why you can't get right. You'd rather spend it on destroying your reputation on the world than propping up the people when you know you can find the money. When you know that you own the only printing press in the world that matters. And that's the Federal Reserve dollar. Okay? And the bottom line of it, all black folks owe reparations. Homie, how are we not? Because the last sin that I can hear ringing off in everybody's head is a sin of denial. The sin of denial. Everybody in this country of the dominant class is like, no, but what about, nah. Own up to it. Maybe we could be friends. Just saying.